One.
Hello everyone, welcome to United Chokros. This is your friend AB, and as always, joining us is DV. We are here to present you all the latest transfer updates regarding especially Manchester United. So please stay tuned. We'll try and give us all the latest possible updates to you. Before I proceed, and DV as well, please help us to like the channel and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any comments that you need to put us, in case you have any transfer updates, you can please let us know in the comment section. So without wasting any time, DV, I've heard you have a lot of transfer updates for us. Many of the fans are waiting to know about the transfer updates. Without wasting any time, let's go for it, DV.
To be honest, JB, these are just developments. I mean, from what I've said in my previous video. So now, yes, there are a couple of more links, but nothing reliable. If you want to talk about reliable and concrete links, these are the same players, but more and more updates coming. So let's first talk about Jadon Sancho. Apparently, we have different information from German journalist and English journalist. So what English journalists are saying that Man United are in advanced negotiation with Borussia Dortmund, and what Christian Falk from Bild has said that there is no official talk between United and Borussia Dortmund. Now, to be honest, yes, there is no official talks. But what happens when a transfer takes place, when such a big value transfer takes place, there won't be any official talks unless and until both clubs have come to a middle agreement. So basically, what happens is there are middlemen and negotiators and
Right.
intermediaries that discuss the deal between the two clubs. So it's not like Man United sending an email to Dortmund with a bid and so and so is a proposal along with the release clause and all those things. No, it doesn't work that way. There are a lot of intermediaries, the agents involved, so they all discuss with both the clubs, and once they come to a mutual understanding, like a middle ground is established, that's when the two clubs talk to each other on how the payment will proceed. Now, from what I understand is the price will be around 80 million pounds, which is around 95 million
Yes.
euros. Okay, and the discrepancy is, I think, on the uh, how the amount will be paid. Now, some sources say that United want to pay 50 million this year and the remaining amount of 30 million next year. Some sources say that United are okay to pay the 80 million upfront, 80 million euros upfront. The 15 million euros, there is a differentiation between United and Dortmund's, value. So United want unrealistic, the uh, terms, and
Hmm.
Dortmund are looking at more achievable terms. Now, United
Okay.
terms, you know how they are. Like every time they do it, they did it with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes wins Ballon d'Or, then Sporting Lisbon gets 10 million. That's how with Sancho as well. They'll do that with Sancho. If Sancho wins Ballon d'Or, you get 10 million. If Sancho cures coronavirus, you get another 10 million. That's how United deal. So the funny thing is here again, United, I think this time won't take Dortmund, like that lightly, because last time Dortmund said there's a deadline and they stuck to it. I even hear that towards the end, United were ready to offer 100 million euros upfront, but Dortmund declined it because Dortmund, we need to understand that Dortmund have to buy a player to replace Sancho. So if you don't
Absolutely,
give
yes.
Dortmund that time, they won't be able to do that. No,
Correct.
no amount of money you throw at them, they will need that much time to scout the player and buy. Of course, they must have scouted a lot of replacements, but they need to negotiate with the club, negotiate with the player and his salary. So all that needs to be taken into consideration. And I think the deadline this time is July 23rd. That's when Dortmund start their pre-season training. That's why now, sorry, I'm talking too much. But then another thing here, that a lot of people say it will be done before Euros. No, it won't be done before Euros. In fact, the Tom Heaton one, which is already done, United are still not revealing it. Number one being
Absolutely.
the team viewer jersey, which is going to come on July the 1st. So United don't want to waste that much money and time spent, having the Chevrolet jersey endorsed and all that. So I think even if the unofficial terms are agreed with Sancho, he will only be unveiled and agreed after, the official thing will only happen after Euros, which is the July the 1st. So that's what the update is. To be honest, Sancho will happen. Okay, there's no doubt about it. It will happen. Only thing is that if United don't hurry up, Sancho gets frustrated. He wants this deal to be done before Euros. If United right now, United are the only one in this deal. But if United don't step up the negotiation, if it drags on too much, Sancho will listen to offers from Chelsea and Liverpool. Remember, Liverpool will, I mean, Salah will look to leave Liverpool. He said earlier, I mean, he was flirting with other clubs. So if Salah leaves Liverpool, Liverpool will have that money to buy Sancho. So right now,
Absolutely.
United are the only. It's a one horse race, but it could change anytime if United don't step up the negotiation.
DV, as per even what I have heard, that Sancho wants to join United very desperately, and he's informed the same thing to Rashford and Luke Shaw as well, which are his England teammates. But again, here comes his the main thing which comes back to is our board, how fast
Yeah,
or how soon they decide about it, and how soon it has to be done. Now, as you said very correctly, 80 million is what even I have heard. But now, as you know, Borussia Dortmund are very looking very keen towards Sancho's transfer because he is the only player from which they can get the maximum revenue.
exactly.
So
Yes.
80 million is what they've agreed for, and they're looking for an additional 20 million more.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not really sure if United would go with the 100 million which they were ready to go for the last season. But as you said very correctly, yes, there are some transfer rumors which I hear that 95 is what Borussia Dortmund have agreed on right now. But upfrontly, there is no concrete or proper transfer negotiation done from United
Correct.
side. So
Correct.
yes, in between, I guess couple of weeks back, even Chelsea were interested, especially after winning the Champions League. They were interested in Sancho, but now that it's been heard that they have dropped their plan.
No,
So
no, no.
as of
They
now,
haven't dropped. They haven't dropped. Sancho's only priority is Man United. I think Sancho priority is United right now. That's right now.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So it all depends on how fast our board acts on
Yeah.
it. Because if
Correct.
we delay it, as you said very correctly, there are many clubs who will be readily going for this player.
Yes. Yes.
Many of what we also need to remember, DV, is that unlike us, there are many clubs who already have the funds with them. They are
Right.
ready to spend, to spend it on the player, and especially like Sancho, who can just get into the squad and be in the top starting lineup. And this is something which we lacked last season. We played the entire transfer market, depending on we'll get Sancho maybe the last day, maybe an hour early. Everything happened, but at the end, Sancho was not in our deal.
Yeah.
This time we have time well in advance. We can rightly go for it right away and not waste any time. Dave.
Yes, absolutely correct. And I mean, right now, like I said, we are the only. It's a one horse race for us, and the signs from Dortmund are very positive. Unlike last year, they were very adamant. They stuck to the point. They were not ready to negotiate. This year, they are ready to listen to the offers. I mean, last year also they were okay to sell Sancho as long as the price was met. This time, they are you know they've not only dropped down the price, but they're ready to listen to offers. They're trying to negotiate because Sancho wants to move, and they are looking to make money. We remember Dortmund have got a 75 million loss, so they need to recover that, and that's why they're looking to sell Sancho. So that's I mean, it's positive for us, but again, like you rightly said, we need to act quickly. And we I mean, it's not just because Sancho, other clubs will come in for him, because there is whole lot of thing to do in this transfer market. We got to buy Sancho,
Absolutely.
we got to buy centre back, we got to buy Kieran Trippier, we got to buy a midfielder, we got to sell Lingard, we got to sell Pereira, David De Gea or Henderson, either one of us them to go. Pogba's contract situation now, people think that Pogba's contract situation will not come into play. No, it's a big thing. I'm telling you, after the Euros, Pogba rumors will start circulating. Either
Absolutely.
and what I feel is if United play a hard game, they don't let him go that easily. He will end up running down his contract and go for free. I'll explain that later. What is Pogba's profit in that? Yes, so but yes, so there's lots of things to for United to do, and United are not that efficient in the transfer market. That's what I fear. We may end up getting Sancho, but we may not end up getting all the transfer targets. And again, manager will not be backed in the right way.
Yeah, DV, that's the biggest problem. See, even if you see the last season as well, we kept on searching for Sancho, and at the end, we did not sign any of the positions that we required. A
Correct.
centre back was not signed. A central defensive midfielder was not signed, and this is what happened. At the end, what we did is we got Cavani. We made the fans happy that we have a striker. We have signed someone, but let me tell you, we did not make any efforts to sign Cavani. He
Correct.
was freely available. We
Really
took him, we
valuable.
brought him to the club, and everything was done. So, unlike last time, this is what even scares me that we'll spend the entire transfer market just concentrating on Sancho, but at the same
Mhm.
time forgetting about the centre back and the central defensive midfielder.
Correct.
DV. So, this needs to be done quite very fast. One more thing, DV, as you said just a couple of minutes back about Trippier. So, even he seems to be in a lot of limelight nowadays. being
Yeah.
associated to Man United. So, any update on that, David?
I mean, till yesterday, I thought it's going to be very easy. I mean, a lot of English press, the journalists saying that it should be done before Euro. Then Trippier wants to come to United. Today, I hear Fabrizio Romano saying something else. He said that Atletico Madrid are happy with Trippier. They're not looking to sell him unless and until there's a crazy, crazy offer. Now, do United want Trippier? Yes. Does Trippier want to come to United? Yes. But are United ready to spend that crazy money on Trippier when they want to have Sancho plus a top class centre back? So, I mean, people think it's going to be very easy, but I don't think it's going to be that easy. Yes, we may end up getting Trippier, but it is not going to be a cakewalk because Atletico Madrid will want because Trippier is one of the top players in spite of having Kyle Walker and Trent Alexander-Arnold in the England team, Trippier starts ahead of them in the right back position. So his value
Absolutely.
will be higher, and Atletico Madrid will want a higher price for him. So I'm not sure. I mean, the English journalists are saying that it should be done, but I doubt it's going to be that easy. Yes, we may end up signing him, but again, it will be like the Alex Telles thing. For 15 million, we dragged it to 15, 20 days. It was not necessary. For a couple of million, we wasted 15, 20 days. We could have signed another right winger, but we didn't do that. So that's what scares me a lot. The deal looks easy from what the English journalists have been briefed about, but it is not all that easy. And what are
Yeah,
your
David,
thoughts? I mean, do you like Trippier or you want a young right back?
no, Trippier is quite good, DV. I've seen his couple of games as well. He's quite good. There is no doubt in that. No reason that can just imagine. Atletico also won the La Liga, so you can just
Correct.
imagine his contribution to the team.
Hmm.
And what I've been hearing, and what is just making it more interesting is I just heard yesterday that Solskjaer would play Trippier as a right back and try to play Van Bissaka as a centre back.
Oh
Now this is
God,
a very big gamble, DV.
he doesn't do
Yeah.
that. I hope he
Yeah,
doesn't do that.
if that happens, this is going to be a very big gamble. No doubt, Van Bissaka is absolutely perfect as a right back, but at times his positioning is not that good. What is required from
For
a
a
centre
centre
back?
back, yes, yes.
So I would say I would not degrade Van Bissaka by saying he's not a good player. He's a very good player when it comes to his original position, which is right back. But if
Hmm.
this is what the rumor that I've heard, if Solskjaer wants to do this, playing him as a centre back, it is going to be the biggest disaster. I would say even a bad disaster than Lindelof playing a centre
Yeah,
back. So
you
uh,
really love Lindelof.
no, I somehow love it because whenever I see him, that it just pumps me up to watch the match in the 90th minute because I know he's going to do something wrong, for which I've been waiting to see the entire match, right? So yeah, so this is one of the things which I've heard yesterday, which is just made me feel little more insecure because if that happens, if just imagine if Soldier is actually
Yeah,
thinking this, we need to understand one more thing that they are not looking to then sign a centre back, which
yeah.
is the need of the hour.
Scary. Yeah, it's actually very scary.
So what happens is then just imagine that we are not going to sign a quality centre back. Okay, we are again going to compromise. So Trippier would play right back, and instead of Lindelof, it could be Van Bissaka playing a centre back at times, switching each other. So just imagine the dreadful defensive team that we would be having by just compromising that position. That is what I don't want to listen. I don't want to see in the next season. There is enough of mishaps that has happened in our defense, but no more in the next season. So
Hmm.
that brings us to the next part, Divi. The main part, in fact, of our topic is our centre back, which happened the last season, which happened the entire last season, the mid season, the end of the season. We always said that we need a centre back. So, Divi, any update on the centre back?
Nothing, bro. As of now, I mean, like I said in my last video, yes, Varane has an offer from United, and it's a pretty good offer. When United have offered him a really good money, his wage demands are getting met. But again, United are not the only one who offered him that deal. PSG have a lot of money, even they've offered him that deal. So I mean, there may be another couple of more clubs. Chelsea might looking for a centre back. They might offer a deal to Varane. So multiple clubs might have offered him a deal, but it depends on how the club presents the project to them. Because remember, Varane's a winner. He's won a World Cup. He's won multiple Champions League. He's won La Liga. Now, if he has to choose between United and PSG, where is he more likely to win the title? Of course, PSG. So it's up to us to convince. Now, from what I'm hearing is Man United's top centre back target is Varane. They want Varane. He is the number one centre back target. If they are unable to get Rafael Varane, then they will move on to Pau Torres, and then
Yes.
if not, Jules Koundé. Now, Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you ask me out of Torres and Kunde, who's better? Of course, Kunde is better. The reason United are wanting to sign Torres because Torres is cheap. This is
Exactly.
what the mentality of our board is to sign cheaper players. That's why we have Van der Beek rather than Jack Grealish. Not that Van der Beek is a bad
Absolutely.
player, but it didn't meet the criteria of the player we were looking to sign. And this is why we make mistakes and not back the manager, give him second or third choice players. Again, this happened with Louis Van Gaal, Mourinho, and happened with Oli as well. Again, so it's very important that United go ahead and sign the top class centre back. It might even get to the point that Torres and Kunde move on to a different club. I mean, Varane signs for PSG, Torres goes to Real Madrid, Kunde goes to Chelsea, and we are left with Ben White. That scares me. That scares me a lot because we are wasting our time on Sancho and maybe Kieran Tripper as well. We will not have that much time to focus on centre back, which is a top need of the hour. For me,
Absolutely.
right back and right winger are not then because we have a right back, right wing also Greenwood can play. Not I'm saying he's a right winger, but he can play. We don't have a top quality centre back. Neither do we have a top centre defensive midfielder. I am tired of seeing Lindelof play next to Maguire, and I'm tired of McTominay and Fred. I don't want to see them next season do the same shit again and again and again. We end up grinding out results. I want a title winning squad next season. Centre back and centre defensive midfielder are our top requirement. And if United act more diligently in the market, they speak to Varane, convince him, and get him to sign a new I mean, get him to because see, even if you convince Varane, remember you have to deal with Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't like us. That
Absolutely.
fax machine is still there. They're still angry about it because 3 years back when we wanted Morata, they didn't sell us. They made our life difficult, and we had to make way with Lukaku. We had to sign Lukaku, and then last year as well, our left back choice was Regulion, and then they made our life again difficult, and we had to sign Telesh. So Real Madrid don't like us. It is not going to be that easy for us to deal with Real Madrid. So again, I want Varane. Maybe Varane wants to come to United, but it is not all that easy because first of all, it is a big deal to get it done. Varane has multiple options. Plus, United are not at all competent in the transfer window. Our negotiators are pathetic. They're absolutely shit. So that scares me a lot. I'm not saying we won't buy a centre back. We will buy a centre back, but we might end up with Tyrone Mings. That scares me, to be honest. Oh,
But do
and
you see?
I haven't asked you ever because I always hear from you. You like Varane a lot. I mean, everybody likes Varane, a top centre back. But if not Varane, then who would you sign? I mean, as a centre back.
To be very frank enough, for me, it's the ideal player, Rafael Varane. I've been saying it through the entire last season as well. Ideally, I don't see any player, of his caliber right now who's available for a transfer. Yes, Pau Torres is good. I saw his game against United in the finals, in the finals of the Europa League. He was simply superb. The way he took the runs, even when he was attacking, he took a shot at goal as well. He curled the
Hmm.
ball, so he's good. I'm not saying he's bad, but if you compare him against Varane, Varane is way higher, and he's way, his caliber is way high as compared to Pau Torres.
Correct.
Now, there is one interesting fact again which I read today. Sergio Ramos is again playing that same stupid card that he plays every season. He's not ready to sign the new contract. It's not that he's going to come to United though, but
He's
now
using
he's
our name.
trying. Yeah, he's again playing the game again, which he played the last season as well. And Real Madrid are again acting as if they are actually going to sell him, and they are planning for a farewell for Sergio Ramos. That is what I heard. So this is more like a TV serial or a TV serial which you see in India that they spice it up everything, and at the end there is nothing that is happening. Everything remains the way it is. So Ramos is playing the same stupid game that he's playing. But what we need to focus right now is let's not look at Ramos. Let's be
Hmm.
quite serious about Rafael Varane. As you said very
Yeah.
correctly, DV, enough of the mishaps that happened in the defense. I don't want to anymore blame Lindelof. Neither I want to see him. And exactly at the same time, I don't want to see McFred play because if they are going to play, we are not going to succeed or basically attack as a team. It will be more of a defensive team. The way we played the entire season, kept on defending, kept on having the possession. But at the end, the position is not everything. We need to attack. Keeping the ball in our half is good at times, but not always good. We need to attack, and these three players, especially, just imagine if we get a Rafael Varane and if we have Maguire.
Mm.
automatically you don't need to keep either of one, which is either Scott McTominay or Fred. So
Correct.
we can rest one of them, maybe put an attacking player over there, get a new attacking player, maybe trying Van de Beek. Maybe we have options. It's not that we don't have options, but just
Mm.
because our defensive part is so weak, we had to play these two the entire
To
season,
protect
and we
them.
know, yeah, and we know what happened the entire season. We kept on defending, but we still considered goals. That is the biggest funniest part.
And then we blame
So
David there.
yeah, and that's actually not required to be because he cannot just keep on standing between the two poles and trying to save from every angle which is possible. That only happens in Shaolin soccer, not in Premier League. But again, DV, so Rafael Varane is a very important target for me as well.
Mm.
I've been saying it the last season, the entire season for that matter. And
Mm.
if you see, there is no better player than him right now in this transfer market
Absolutely.
as a centre back. So a quality centre back, DV, experience, that is the main part. A very experienced centre back, and let that be against any team, the biggest of
Correct.
biggest teams and the smallest of small teams. He is the most experienced player right now, and a
Mhm.
perfect, a perfect replacement and a very, a tough position player to play as a centre back. DV. For me,
Correct.
Rafael Varane has to be at United.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's for me as well. Top centre back. We are Man United. We cannot look for second, third choice players. We have to sign Rafael Varane if he's our top centre back. It's not about Rafael Varane being a world class defender. That's, I mean, yes, it is. You need a world class centre back, but the most important thing is to back the manager. If all he wants Pau Torres, if he doesn't want Rafael Varane, I would say give him Pau Torres. You have
Absolutely,
to back the manager. That's the most important because he is going to manage the team. You have to give him the tools to go and go out and win the title. You give him a different player than what he wants, it'll end up being what happened to Van der Beek. So that is very important, and to give back the manager in the right way, not just buy the players that you that are available and the manager doesn't want. Just because you couldn't get his top transfer target, you get him the other one. So I mean, it's like I said, it's very important that you give back the manager with his first choice players.
absolutely, Devi. And Devi, one more topic. This is
Yeah,
the most interesting topic. You open any of the Facebook, you open Instagram, you open any of the sports channels. This is the
I know what
most
you're talking
interesting
about.
one. The Pogba Ronaldo swap. Is that really gonna happen, Devi, or it is just a fake one?
To be honest, Juventus want Pogba. They are in love with Pogba. They want him. They want Pogba. There is no two ways about it. The thing is that they cannot afford Pogba. They cannot afford his transfer fee, and then at the same time they cannot afford his wages because they're already paying a huge amount. They're paying 32 million a year to Ronaldo. So you imagine, the wage bill that they have. So they cannot offer. And Pogba currently has 290 grand a week. He's easily going to demand nothing less than 400 grand a week. So to be honest, yes, Juventus want Pogba, but they can't afford him. Now, apparently Allegri doesn't like Ronaldo. I mean, he sees Ronaldo as a blockage in Juventus' success. So I am, from what I'm hearing, is Ronaldo will end up leaving. So now what happens is, see, if there is such thing arises, that Ronaldo is looking for an option. So Ronaldo's agent, Jorge Mendes, he will go out and offer Ronaldo to a different club. Not like you say he'll tell him that can you buy my client? Can you buy? No, he doesn't have to do that. He will say that
Absolutely.
Ronaldo is open for in the
Same.
market. I mean, this is his wage demands. If you are interested, let me know about your project. What do you want to do in the next 2 years? Do you want to win the Premier League? Do you want to win the Champions League? I mean, he might have even offered Ronaldo to PSG because I don't see another
Yeah.
destination. Because Florentino Perez has come out and openly said that Ronaldo is not going to come back to Real Madrid. So Real Madrid out of question. He won't go to any other English club other than United. PSG, French league, he won't go to another Italian club because he already played for Juventus. And the only option left is La Liga, League One, that's French league with PSG. So
And
PSG and United are the yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you, and PSG is in the rumor again with
correct,
Ronaldo. They
yes,
do want
yes.
Ronaldo. Yeah.
Yes,
So
so
that could be a
they
possibility.
they can not only afford his transfer fee, they can also afford to pay in that wages. So again,
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that United won't go for him, but for me, for what I feel is United will first look to close a Sancho, Tripper, and centre back deal, and then they will look to open the option for Ronaldo with if they have that money. can they offer Ronaldo that kind of, because from what I've heard, he's even ready to take the pay cut. So I'm not sure how reliable is that information, but yes. So I'm not see anyone who will love to have Ronaldo in our team, because Ronaldo is a winner. I mean, he can change the game on his own. He's a lone man. I mean, you give him the ball and he's going to score the goal. I mean, he's that good. So again, who wouldn't want Ronaldo? So, but United will, I think, look to first sign Sancho, centre back, and Trippier. And if they have the money left, they will look what is the value of Ronaldo, what are the wage demands, and then they will, go for him. So again, coming back to the Pogba thing, I mean, people think that Pogba, story is very quiet, and Pogba won't play Pogba is going to play a huge part in this transfer window. For us to buy center defensive midfielder, Pogba and Van de Beek are the two important things. If either one of them go, we will have the money to buy center defensive midfielder. From what I'm hearing is Van de Beek is not going to go. United want to keep him. They want to give him more game time next season. Pogba's conclave, from what I'm hearing is after Pogba comes from Euros after his vacation, they will offer him a huge contract. They will sit down with Mino Raiola, and Pogba will assess his options. He'll see what are the contract United are offering. Are United actually? He will wait because Pogba is very smart. He will wait whether actually United are buying Sancho, other United are buying centre back. Are they serious with their plans? Are they looking to win the title? Because Pogba has not yet won the Premier League, neither has he won the Champions League. So he wants to play in the Champions League. He wants to win the Champions League. Okay, he will get that option with Juventus, with Allegri. Allegri loves Pogba. Juventus adore Pogba, so he will have the option to go back to Juventus if Juventus end up selling Ronaldo to either PSG or us. So again, it people say it looks very relaxed about it, but it's not all that simple. He may, if United act very difficult, they ask 60, 70 million, which is not a reasonable price. With only 1 year left in his contract, he will run down his contract. The advantage Pogba has is if you run down this contract, this year instead of asking 400 grand a week, he will tell Juventus or Real Madrid, give me 500 grand a week. You are saving your transfer fee. I want 500 grand a week. You pay half of that to my wages. You give me a joining bonus. He will be in a top position to demand that kind of wage. So if I was Paul Pogba, I would actually do that, because if United are being difficult to me, I don't want to stay United because there's no ambition for me to stay United as a player. They don't want to win titles. I want to win the Champions League. So if they are being difficult to me, not signing players, they are not giving me they're not letting me go to a different club, I will end up running down my contract. He may even towards the end of the season fake an injury, protect himself for the next club.
Absolutely.
That's what he will end up doing. So again, I'm saying Pogba will play a huge role in this transfer window. That's what I have a feeling. And right now it's very quiet because he's gone for Euros. Once he comes back from the Euros, that's when we'll see Mino Raiola opening his mouth, and then different clubs talking about it. So yes, there you wait. I'm telling you, wait for July, and this Pogba rumors will start again.
Well, TV, in fact, I'm just waiting. I don't want that to happen, but just imagine if France loses the Euros, the next day we hear Pogba is leaving United. So that is, quite possible to happen because he might lose out his mind that he's not
Yeah,
even won the Euros. And, actually, it is a very frustrating thing for a player like Paul Pogba. As you said very clearly, his ambitions are quite high when he's playing. He wants to win all the trophies. And when we are playing in a team like United and everything is going the other way around, he would certainly want to go to a different team altogether. And Juventus is again his ex team. So it won't be that difficult for him to gel again with the players, gel with the
correct.
club, with the area, the city or the state where he's going to be in. But just imagine, I mean, I'm just imagining this fact, TV. If he stays back, okay, if he stays back, we get Sancho, we get, and just remember, we still have Bruno with us. This is going to be a really attacking team, Davy. If this happens, if it does not happen, if Pogba goes out and if Ronaldo comes in again, it is still going to be a better team. Ronaldo still be in the team. We still have Sancho, but
Yeah.
now the big, all these things are going to end up when Sancho comes in first. So when Sancho comes in, that is when the game changes. You never know, DV. If Sancho comes, maybe Rafael Varane agrees to come to the team. Maybe Ronaldo agrees to come. Maybe even Pogba thinks to stay back. Anything can happen. So as soon as our board closes this deal, everything is going to spice up till the last day of the season, till the last of the transfer window. So it all depends on the Sancho deal right now. It happened the last season. It will happen this season as well. And one good thing, I can just say one good thing which I see all from all of these things is Glazers are actually wanting to spend money this time. They
because they
know
have to
what,
impress.
yeah, exactly. They know what the drawbacks are going to happen if they don't spend. They just got a demo of it a couple of months back, and they don't want the entire picture to happen all over again. So yes, for me, Sancho, 99% for me also Sancho
It'll
is in.
happen.
It will happen, maybe as you said correctly. He wanted it. In fact, Sancho himself wanted this to happen before the start of the Euro. But
Correct.
yes, it is not going to happen. That is for sure. But as soon as the Euro ends, it will be, it will be actually the start of a complete new season, and it will be
Yeah.
a really important transfer window for all the teams, and especially for Manchester United.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
now coming to one last rumor which I heard about is Tielemans.
Uh, uh,
Is he by any means coming to United? Because I don't think so. He's required right now because we have enough of playmakers in our team. It's just that the attacking part is not happening properly. But is he coming to you? Is Tielemans coming from Leicester to United?
no, bro. See, I'll tell you what has happened is, it's I think a Liverpool fan page on Twitter. So there's I think a Belgium journalist. I mean, who I think had given a reliable news couple of years back, and not 2 years. I mean, it was about I think Divock Origi, if I'm not wrong, and that actually happened. So I mean, he mentioned that Tielemans has been watched by a lot of top European clubs, including Manchester United. So this is just adding fuel to. I mean, it's just linking players with different clubs. What he said is top clubs, including Manchester United. So maybe Manchester United scouts might have watched him. They may think if Pogba leaves, then Tielemans can replace him. So that might have happened, but I don't think Tielemans is the type of player Man United are looking. I'll tell you this: Man United want to sign a midfielder. Okay, but again, like I said, it depends on Paul Pogba and Van der Beek. And if Paul Pogba and Van der Beek don't move, they will end up signing a young center defensive midfielder who may not have that many games, who will slowly and steadily come into our team and gel in, and in couple of years may become a big thing. So United may want to sign that kind of center defensive midfielder, which again scares me because if that's going to happen, I'm scared he will start McFred again. I
Absolutely.
am sick
There's
and
no
tired of
doubt. There
that.
is no doubt.
You are making two players do a job of one player. You are compromising a creative player. Pogba can play in that center. If there's a proper. Let's say if we get Declan Rice, remove Fred and McTominay. Declan Rice and Pogba can play there. Declan Rice can hold his stand, in front of the back four, and Pogba can get more opportunities to go in advanced position and help out Bruno, and that will make Rashford play on the left and Sancho on the right. So again, it is very important to sign a center defensive midfielder. I would say I would give priority to a center defensive midfielder over Jadon Sancho. A lot of people won't agree to me. I mean, people are all hyped about this Sancho deal, and it's more than the player now. It's become an ego thing for United because now if they
Absolutely.
don't
Yes.
go and buy him, it's basically they will be trolled and the board will be uh, criticized a lot, and they don't want that. So that's why they are signing Sancho. Again, Sancho is a brilliant player, and he's got all the attributes, but he plays in Bundesliga. So again, not sure whether he'll be able to have that kind of impact on in the Premier League. Yes, of course, he will become a top player, but instant impact, bit of a doubt. If I had that, if I was in charge of the transport, I would rather have someone like Jack Grealish. What a player! I mean, a proper baller. They call him. They use that term baller. Jack Grealish has all the attributes. Can dribble, can go past the player. He was the player most fouled last season in the Premier League. Most fouled
Absolutely.
player in the Premier League was
Yes.
Jack Grealish. He can put in a cross. He can play anywhere across the attacking three. Creative midfielder. He can play on the right. He can play on the left. He can play the number 10, and he's got all the attributes. He can cross. He can shoot, and he's even got that David Beckham
Yes.
glamour
Yes.
style.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely. Yes.
so
Yes.
for me, Jack Grealish is I mean, I would love Jack Grealish over Jadon Sancho any day of the game because Jack Grealish offers a lot and lot. And if Pogba leaves, Jack Grealish can take his place and play in that position because he's got a lot of variety and he plays anywhere. I mean, if I see him go play for Man City, he will kill it at Man City. He goes at any team, he will be a wonderful player.
DV is already a quality player, DV, so he doesn't have to improve further. He's already a quality player.
Yeah,
You bring him to the squad, he'll start in the starting 11. And just imagine, let's not even forget he's an Aston Villa captain. Now,
yeah,
being a captain, there is a responsibility which he heads and he takes care of it very nicely. He's taking care of the entire attack. He makes sure that the attackers are being fed those crucial passes to score the goals. So, and yes, there is a glimpse of David Beckham. Even I see that in him. Now, people may disagree to that, but that's the fact. And he's quite good. When he plays at his position, he's quite good, David.
yeah,
There's no second doubt when he plays at his position. He's playing an absolute perfect game. He's starting with England as well. So
yeah.
it's
He is.
not that he's just playing with the club. He's playing for his country
And
as well, and he's starting with. And he's
I'll tell you something. A lot of people will disagree to me. A lot of people will end up even trolling me. But I think in that England player, the Jack Grealish is a top player. A lot of people will say Harry Kane,
absolutely.
Harry Kane, Harry Kane. But Jack Grealish is, he looks so dangerous when he has the ball with him. He can do so many things. He gives that vibe of a top player who can make things happen on the pitch.
And yes, DVC, Jack Grealish was our target last season as well. There were
Yes.
rumors that we were trying to get him, but ultimately, yes, Villa did play a game with us because when they were almost being relegated in the first half of the season, towards the end of the transfer window of the first season, he was available for 25 million. And the
Yeah.
moment they got qualified for the next season, the amount directly went up to 60 million. And that's how Villa played with us. But
Yeah.
just
Then he
imagine,
signed a new contract as well.
and just
So now
imagine,
again it
DV,
will go to
it's
100 million.
absolutely. And just imagine again here, our board is at fault. When the player is available of that quality for 25 million, you have it with you. But you still want to, think about Sancho, who's available for 120 million. You don't end up paying 25 million, you don't end up paying 120 million, you don't actually end up having anyone in your sport, and that becomes a very difficult point again, DV. But
Yeah.
yes, Jack Grealish, if has been kept an eye on, if we are thinking of Jack Grealish, he is a quality player who will be, able to manage our entire center midfield, including a bit of center defensive midfield as well. Not completely though, but yes, he has that quality in him, DV.
He plays on the left hand side for Aston Villa. So, Pogba leaves, he can exactly take that place on the left hand side. Let Rashford play on the right. And, you can rotate Cavani or Greenwood, or even if Ronaldo comes, you can play. Not that Ronaldo will come, but yes, Cavani and Greenwood can rotate between them and let Grealish play on the left and Rashford on the right, with Bruno as a number 10. Look at the creativity we'll have. And if Pogba stays, yes, great, get a defensive midfielder. Let Pogba play as a box to box midfielder. Look at the creativity we have. Grealish, Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, feeding balls to Cavani. Cavani scoring those goals. So it is a dream signing, which I think will not happen. Our target is Sancho. They are gone crazy about Sancho, and yes, he is a brilliant player. And his crossing is brilliant. He'll put the ball right in the box. So he's got all that attributes. But again, Jack Grealish is on a different level, and he's already played in Premier League. So it's a different ball game when you play in Bundesliga. We had Mkhitaryan with Henrik Mkhitaryan had similar stats as Jadon Sancho. That many assists and that many goals. He was not all that successful in Premier League. Now Jadon
Exactly.
Sancho is a different type of player. Yes, and I don't think he will have that Henrik Mkhitaryan effect. But still, again, if you ask me any day, it's Jack Grealish, bro.
Well, Divi, I think so. That's the end. It was a very nice and important information that you have shared with the transfer update. Because most of the people, including me, I'm not that well versed with the transfer update the way you are, and it really helps. It saves our time to go and keep on searching, or maybe on Google or maybe on YouTube, and this really helps. So anything, Divi, which you want to say right now regarding the transfer update?
No, bro. I think we will end up with a centre back. I don't know which centre back. Sancho will definitely come, and yes, I think we will end up signing Trippier. Although it is not may not be that easy, but yes, we'll end up getting him. And centre back is a position that I worry about most. And if United have the money, if they're able to get a cheaper centre back, they may even sign a young centre defensive midfielder. So yes, this is going to be a huge transfer window, a big one for John Muto and Darren Fletcher to prove it's their first transfer window. Remember, so both of them have to prove their skills. We have to sell players as well. It is not all that easy. Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira, either David or Dean Henderson, either one of them will leave. I think Twanzebe will also leave after the Euros. Twanzebe wants, a centre back of his quality of that age, he wants to play regular football. Although he might love United, but that doesn't help him because he wants to play for the England national team also, and that'll only happen if he play has more game time. So we will end up seeing a lot of things happening towards the later part of the transfer window. Paul Pogba situation, we will monitor that as well. I think Mino Raiola will open his mouth after the Euros, that's for sure. And so yes, we'll wait and watch, and we are always here to provide updates. So yeah, that's about it from mine. Anything you want to add?
No, DV. I just want the transfer to be done as soon as possible. Let's get the Sancho deal done. Just end it up because it's been a long, long time for us. The last season went off with this. This season is starting with this. I don't feel or I don't want it to happen that even in December we keep on talking about Sancho. So
Yeah,
it's better we just end up in this before the start of this season, and let Ole get his player. That's the most important thing for me. Let get Ole get what he wants, and then let people decide if he's still not doing. Then maybe Ole out or Ole in. That depends when he gets his player. If he
correct.
gets his player and still the team is not performing, then it depends. But let us be positive. Let us hope. For me, it is for sure. Sancho is in, and I certainly want a centre back anyhow at any cost.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video, and thank you AB for hosting it today. And we'll see you midweek or later towards the end of the week if with another transfer. Now it's a transfer season, so we'll have a lot of transfer updates. Yes, of course, me and AB will cover the Euros as well, the watch along. We couldn't do the Liverpool one, so and the Wolves one. I think we had some technical issues, but I think we have fixed that, and we're hoping that we do wonderful watch along with your support and with your love. So hoping to see you guys on the watch along as well. Stay tuned for latest transfer updates. We'll provide you as it comes to us. And thank you once again for watching our video. Do subscribe to our channel, bottom right hand corner, and see you towards the end of the week, guys. Bye for now.
Right.